Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time we have DodgerWolf versus Pyromanix Judo, and this is going to be a new format video, and let's hop right in. Also, high rated DB will be coming back very soon. The format did just like officially come out. We're going to see Jude win the rock, paper, scissors shoot, and then we're going to see that it's 40 versus 43, and Jude will go first. Opening hands, we have Skarm, Etelly, Ash, Fogblade, Droplet. Okay, so they do have a few going second cards, but if they have to use Ash, then they actually can't play because that's their other level 3. And then they have Torn Scales, Fogblade, Temple, Griffin, and Ash Blossom. So we are going to see a Fan and I mirror match here. Fairly certain that DodgerWolf is not playing with the Brave token stuff. They're going to go ahead, Temple effect, Chain Ash Blossom. Then they're going to go ahead, normal summon, effect, discard Fogblade to go ahead and dump the Ancient Cloak. Then activate the Ancient Cloak effect, banish, go search out Boots, and then special summon out Boots. So they are able to combo here. Go for Cherubini effect to go dump the Ragged Gloves. And then Boots effect, banish, go search out Shade. And then they're going to activate the Fogblade effect to banish, summon out Torn Scales, set Shade, activate Shade, and then turn those into Rusty effect, dump Torn Scales, set Fogblade, and then activate Ragged Gloves. Banish, go dump Ancient Cloak, Torn Scales effect, special out. Then overlay those to where Rusty points to, Rusty effect, pop the Breaksword effect, summon back out 2. Does decide to summon the Ancient Cloak in defense instead of attack to make the Rusty gain 800, which is, definitely a mistake. You'd want your cards to have more attack than not. Summon Enforcer, and then that's a little misclick on the effect there because everything's already dark, so you can't make anything dark if everything's already dark. Okay, so they actually draw Seer here, which works. Satin Skarm, obviously, 2 level 3s. Special summon out Skarm, normal summon out Seer, and then here, yeah, it's like this is a really good spot to interrupt because if you can go ahead and like pop one of these and they have to like use their extenders to keep going, then your Enforcer is trading with 2 cards because if they use an extender, then one of these are going to get destroyed. So in response to Enforcer, they're going to chain Droplet, get rid of Fogblade to negate that, and then they're going to get rid of those, go for Cherubini, Seer effect, special summon back out the Skarm from the graveyard, and then Cherubini effect to go send, dump Ragged Gloves, Etelly, summon out the Tracker, Ragged Gloves effect, chain Ash Blossom on that. Okay, so they're leaving themselves with just Fogblade as an interruption here now. They're going to go for Dante effect, attached to go mill. Wasn't really that great mills. I mean, Fogblade, they already had one in graveyard, so that's not going to do anything different for this turn at least. Said that's sad. And then Battle Phase, beat over. Again, like this shouldn't be happening. Like it should have the boost, so it shouldn't be able to even try to beat over Rusty. It should be having to attack like the Anaconda here. I mean, obviously, I don't think you'd attack Enforcer, so you'd have to attack Anaconda. They're going to Fogblade this to stop Zeus. But now they can actually keep going. So they're going to go Downward, and then get rid of those. Go into Rusty, and then Dante effect. Add back Seer. And then activate the Rusty effect. Said that was well played, nice. Feel like it was kind of weirdly played on their part. Again, like the Ancient Cloak on Rusty actually would have made like a pretty big difference because if they would have went like, main phase 2 Zeus and then Zeus effect, you honestly just let that go through because like everything gets wiped, but then like, oh well, like if you Fogblade it, then they could turn Cherubini and Zeus into like, Anaconda and the Fusion Destiny, and that can actually do something next turn. You have plenty of follow-ups, so I think it was just played bad on their part and also played well on this part. Discard Seer, go ahead dump. Dump the Ancient Cloak effect, go search out boots, special summon out boots, overlay those, and then they're going to go for the Break Sword, Rusty effect, Rusty pop Rusty, Break Sword effect, pop itself in Anaconda, Break Sword Graveyard effect, special summon back out 2, and then you're going to summon those back, then just get rid of them for Anaconda. Banish boots to go search, grab wings, and then think on res. If I just would play IP on this version, okay, yes, they don't play IP then. I wonder what's in their extra deck. Go for Enforcer. I mean, like, you know, we know some of it, like Dante's there, Downer, Zeus, Break Sword, the F-Zero package is there, so yeah, Estrex definitely a bit tight. I wonder if they're still on the Assault stuff or not. End phase, that gets destroyed because Fusion Destiny, Graveyard effect, draw Rhoda, and then Standby phase, Enforcer comes out, and then Ancient Cloak, Banish to go search, that's going to grab the boots. And then Torn Scales, summon itself out. They're going to Fogblade here, Banish, try to special summon back out, Break Sword. Yeah, try to summon that so that way they can get Rusty effect to pop. We're going to Chain Enforcer, which obviously means it's going to get hit with Fogblade. So they knew this was coming, so they were trying to bait it out. I mean, that's what that has to mean. Because if you know Fogblade's sudden you activate Enforcer effect, they're like obviously going to Fogblade it. Well, not obviously, but a lot of the time they will Fogblade it. And then normal summon, Enforcer effect, they admit defeat. Okay, so moving on into the next game now. We are going to go ahead and we are going to see Jude be going first. Opening hands, we have Ash, Graph, dotKuro, Droll, Wings. Ooh, that's once again just a horrible hand to be honest. Last game it was like good because they top deck good. But they have Lancia, Tracker, Fusion Destiny, Ash, and Shade. Okay, so their hand is a bit weird, but it works. You know, 2 level 3s. Make Cherubini effect, dump Temple, and then they're going to go ahead and dotKuro Temple. Yeah, that's definitely good here. Something that can come up is if you have to like dotKuro Temple, but they used like Phantom Knights to make Cherubini, they could go ahead and just like keep playing and then Sea Dragon special summon back out Temple, and then just like link away and then Temple effect because like, you know, they haven't used it this turn. So they're going to set, activate Shade, go for Rusty effect, Chain Ash Blossom, and then Fusion Destiny. So this is really strong. They have Enforcer, they have Lancia, they have hero stuff, they have Rusty on board still, they draw Droplet, and they don't have anything. So they're going to Droplet, get rid of 2, negate the field. Yeah, they don't have anything. Graph effect, Graph go ahead and special summon out. It's going to summon out the Seer. Battle phase, beat over Rusty, and then pass turn, draws another Lancia. Well, you know, end phase, Enforcer gets destroyed, and then Enforcer Graveyard effect. Do they Dasher special summon out Lancia? I feel like you do. Maybe even last turn you're supposed to like drop a Lancia. Just that way, like, no matter what you drew, you could like go ahead and activate the draw 2, but they're going to Dasher, summon out Lancia. Yeah, and then Standby Phases comes back. So we know that they can Seer special Graph special Scarm. That's what's happening here. And effect. Also, they're supposed to take, yeah, I was going to say, they're supposed to take 400 more because Enforcer's making everything lose 400 attack on their side. Graph effect to go summon. Graph goes summon out the Scarm. But it's not getting destroyed here, so it's actually not doing anything. And they draw another Droll. Do they just pass? I mean, if they just pass here, then they're gonna. I feel like they're gonna end up destroying Scarm, so they're gonna want to push their damage. Okay, they're gonna set Droll. You know, make sure for an absolute fact that Scarm gets its effect. They decided they don't need the double Droll. Scarm goes search, grab tour guide, and now I definitely feel like they're going to drop Lancia here, because if you drop Lancia, you have a Lancia on field for next turn, and then you're going to get to draw 3. 1 for turn, 2 from Celestial. They're going to enforce their effect, pop, enforce your graveyard effect. They don't. They just go ahead, draw Fogblade. Okay. Swing for a lot. The Fogblade does trade with the tour guide extremely well. Even Enforcer traded with it well, to be honest, because all they were going to do is tour guide, summon out tour guide, draw Fogblade, and then normal summon out tour guide. Tour guide effect, chain Fogblade. Moving on into game 3 now. We are going to see DodgerWolf decide to go first, and now we can like really see what kind of abilities on. Opening hands, we have Ash, Wings, Fogblade, Boots, Wielder. Oh, thank you. I thought he was going to draw bad again. Then they have Draco back, right, Droplet, Lancia, Celestial, so draws 2 bricks there. Then 2 going second cards and a right. Normal summon, special summon, turn those into Cherubini. They're not going to go ahead and use Boots here because they're going to end up Rusty dumping the Torn Scales, so I think that's when they're going to drop Lancia. Just because that could influence, like if you drop Lancia before they go ahead and like use Cherubini or anything like that, that could like influence the plays that they end up making. So they're gonna dump Torn Scale, set Fogblade, then drop Lancia. Set 2, end phase Scarm, go search tour guide. So grabbing follow up, more follow up than they already have because they have Boots, Torn Scales, Rusty on board. Wings, Fogblades, like these are just like all follow-up type cards. So passing with 3 interruptions, they draw Nib, then they're gonna activate right, summon out the token, and then bring out the Fateful. Also, the Nib was not a good draw. Fateful effect chain Ash. So it's not a horrible draw. I mean, you'd rather have this over a lot of cards right now, but they're going to activate Draco back effect, target Rusty. They're going to chain Wings on Rusty, so that way Wings ends up going to the graveyard. And then set Droplet, end phase Wings, banish, special summon out Boots, and then Torn Scale summon itself out. Could have also tried to summon this in attack, just so they could get some damage in, but they're probably like, oh, I should probably just summon this in the... I don't know. I think you summon an attack because like you're gonna be dropping Nib next turn. Yeah. So then like the position of this just didn't end up mattering unless if for you taking damage, but for you dealing damage, there's 2,000 potential there. They do draw Lancia. That's pretty good against the opponent's deck, but they're also not really playing with their Phantom Knight stuff right now. They're gonna go for Break Sword effect, attach. Target, then they're going to go ahead, Droplet, get rid of Draco back effect, go ahead, re-equip. Normal, summon out tour guide effect to go summon, tour guide, bring out Seer. Overlay for Dante, and then they're going to turn those into the F-Zero, so they can get hit with Nib. Seer, bring out Cherubini, and then they're thinking, but like, yeah, you definitely just have to drop Nib before Draco comes down. So tribute everything, pass over the token, then Dante effect to add back. So Dante will add back Seer. And now they just keep going. So banish Boots, go search out. Boots will go ahead, grab the Shade. And then they can Torn Scales, summon. And then activate Shade, turn those into a Dagda, Torn Scales effect. Discard Seer. Was it even worth adding back Seer if this was the game plan? Don't you just add back Scarm so that way you can discard Scarm off the Torn Scales? Because you've already used Seer effects. So end phase Scarm could go ahead, search out a tour guide. I'm pretty sure DodgerWolf plays 3 tour guide. I mean, as long as they play more than 1 tour guide. If you play 2 tour guide, it's worth doing that because you get a free card out of it rather than nothing. So they're going to use Torn Scales, chain Dagda. Dagda set sight, dumb Ancient Cloak, go search out Boots, and then special summon out Boots, overlay those, go for Sea Dragon effect, attach, special summon back out the Ancient Cloak, and then they're going to turn those into the Anaconda, and then Anaconda effect, K2K, then they had game if they wanted to get a little bit more risky with it, because they could go ahead, Fogblade the opponent's nib, turn Torn Scales, well, not Torn, Sea Dragon, turn the Sea Dragon, and Dagda and the Unicorn. Unicorn effect, spin back nib, Fogblade goes to graveyard. Ancient Cloak and Unicorn. No. Nope. There's got to be a way for game there. Alright, well, they're not doing that play. They're going to go ahead, dump, bring out Enforcer. If I thought about it more, I feel like there would be, but you wouldn't even want to go for that. Like, what's the point of playing risky when you have, like, multiple Fog Blades? You have Scythe set up now. You have Lancia. Your opponent's on, like, no cards. Like, you just win for sure at this point. So, just play it safe so that way, like, you don't end up playing into something and end up losing. But we're going to see him hit the GG. They don't even say GG's, unfortunate. Their hand that game 3 was pretty trash, but to be fair, DodgerWolf's hand game 2 was really bad. Game 1, it wasn't great, and then they ended up drawing okay. So, I mean, as long as the hand, like, works and you can do stuff, like, it's fine. So game 1 wasn't, like, that bad, but game 2 was really, really bad. They did, like, Droplet, and then Summon Seer beat over Rusty. It's not good, but we're going to see that the match is about 33 minutes long. Also, I can't wait because High Rated's about to come back. Today is, like, when the format just drops, so hopefully I'll be able to get some high-rated DB videos for you guys coming very soon. Usually I wait a couple days into the format, and then people that are top 200 can send replays. So that'll be nice. Hopefully there's some interesting decks. We get to see, like, just the absolute random decks playing, like the Enforcer Brave Token package. But with all that being said, the DB Grinders signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe.